Welcome to the Thursday evening class, not master class. We are actually doing a combo class. And this class is a really great class for managing a long day. It's an end of the day practice. In other words, it's a practice to help you release stress, accumulated tension, which is really important, and then also relax. So one of the things that I want to mention is when I work on people who are active, who work out, who do regular yoga, regular qigong, their muscles and their tissue is very pliable. And so I want to encourage you to do something every day, even if it's a walk. If you're more Pitta, if you have a lot more heat in your system, you want to walk when the sun goes down or in the morning when it's cool. You do not walk in the hot temperatures because it aggravates that Pitta. It aggravates the heat. So just pay attention to when can I do some exercise? How can I help remove stress? Because people come in and they don't even realize it. They just have all this accumulated stress. And then they walk around irritated all the time and they don't know why. And it's because it's accumulated and it's going to show up in your dominant dosha. So if your dominant dosha is fire, then it's going to have all those fiery emotions that show up, like anger and irritation and frustration and impatience. Those are all heat-backed emotions, okay? So this practice tonight is going to help assimilate, help us cool down so that we don't go into those heat-type emotions, all right? We're going to start out on our tummy. So on the belly. Ooh, what is she doing? All right. So going on to your tummy. We're going to be doing basically massage. Every time you go on your tummy or you do rotations, you're basically massaging the organs in the belly. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out engaging the back and go from there. So if you extend your arms out in front of you, that's where you want them to be. But if that is too strenuous for the shoulders, then you want to go into a bent elbow position. We call it either like the field goal position, like this, or the cactus position. Okay, so you want to be bent in the elbow. That's only if you can't extend your arms. When you extend your arms, your thumbs are going to be up. Thumbs up, okay? So thumbs are up, and then you want to extend your legs. Good. And what we're going to do is we're going to gently lift just the upper body, legs stay put. So lift up, pause, and then release down. And lift up, pause, and release down. Good. Do 2 more. Lift up, pause, and release. And lift up and release. Good. Now resting that upper body, legs lift. So you're lifting so that the thighs are off the ground. Hopefully you guys did not eat before class because this will be miserable if you did. And then release those legs and then lift up again. Thighs are off the ground. Release the legs. Lift up again and release. Lift up again and release. Good. From there, bring your hands to your chest, push back, and then roll through your hips, rolling to one side, and then rolling to the left side. Rolling to the right side, and rolling to the left side. Good. 2 more sets. You're going in a circle, right to left, left to right, and then do that one more time. Right to left, left to right. Good. And then releasing back down onto the tummy. Arms extend again or bent in your elbow. This time we're going to be lifting arms and legs together. Lift up and then release. Lift up and then release. Good. Lift and release. lift, and release. Two more. I know this isn't easy. Lift. It's forcing us to engage the spine and lift, strengthening that back. It's very good. Push back. Down dog. Right leg's going to step forward into a lunge, drop the knee, and release your pelvis there. So like I always try to mention, if you have a job where you sit a lot, it's a good idea to do a little bit of releasing of the pelvis. And then stepping back, down dog. And then the left leg steps forward. Drop the knee. And again, release the pelvis. Man, sore today. Good, and then stepping back, down dog. Shifting forward, plank, lower onto the tummy. Extending your arms. All right, we're gonna be doing another variation. We're gonna alternate. So right arm, left leg, come up off the ground, and then release. Left arm, right leg, come up off the ground and release. Right arm, left leg, down. Left arm, right leg, down. Keep going. Lift and release. 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 Good. Hands to your chest, pushing up into Bhujanasana Cobra, keeping the pubic bone on the ground. Press back down dog. Right leg steps forward. Drop the knee and shifting forward with your hips. Release. Somehow flies got into my house today. I don't know how. Good. Now from this position, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what we're doing. We're going to lift up and we're going to go side to side. So first you go to the right side and open up. Keep your hips shifting forward. Then lift and go to the other side. So we're just gently opening up. Now, if it's too much for you to go to the ground, use a block, you guys. No big deal. Keep your hips dropping forward. And then release, step back, down dog. Have the intention of helping that body release any accumulated stress, tension from the body. Release out. Notice where you might be holding, like if you're grimacing in your face, if you have tension in your forehead, if you have tension in your jaw and your mouth, try to relax all of that. Take the tip of the tongue and place it behind the two front teeth, the roof of the mouth. And what that does is it helps relax the palate, the tongue, and the jaw. Then picking up that left leg and stepping forward, drop the knee. Hold it there. You are keeping your hips forward. Keep it there. And again, I'm going to show you this side with blocks so you can see. All right, and then we lift up. So you're going to lift up, but I want you to keep your hips forward. And you can use blocks. We go to one side first, go to the left, open up. Try to get some opening here for that side body. Any kind of tension that was held there in the ribs. So a lot of times when our breath shortens, if we're dealing with deadlines and, traffic and stuff like that, our breath changes, shortens. So we want to give a nice long breath to the body, start opening up the rib cage, and then go to the other side. And same thing. You can use blocks here, or you can go to the ground. Keep the hips shifting forward. Good, and then there, release and step back, down dog. And again, relaxing the body, take the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Get hollow in your belly, so draw the navel in, get hollow. Shifting forward into plank, lower. And we're lifting up Bhujanasana. Keep the pubic bone on the ground. Press back, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Right leg steps forward, warrior one, and come up. And we are going to be adding a balancing posture here, you guys. We're going to go into warrior one, arms come up. Sorry, hopefully my mic isn't whacking out. Arms come up, reach. Bend the knee. Draw the navel in. And we're going to go from this position into warrior three. I will show you this first, and then I'll show you how to modify. Go boom, right into it. Lift. Now, if you need to modify, you're going to bring your hands to your waist, shift forward, then lift up. Okay? So I think it's actually easier to go right from. So that's the modification, or you go right from warrior one. Warrior one, come down, lift. Okay, we're going to be doing our first balancing posture. That back leg comes in, and you're going to grab the foot. Grab the foot. Now, if you need to, you can grab your strap. Everybody's different here. If you cannot grab that foot comfortably, then use your strap. Okay. Grab your foot, bottom of the foot. Now sit up. Now lift your chest. Stand up tall. Then extend that leg out. Drop the head to the knee. And then release. Go right back into warrior three. Lower. Lift warrior one. And then we rotate, dropping the left hand to the ground. Turn your torso towards the front leg. Reach. Turn your torso towards the front leg. You got it. You can use a block if you need to. Right there. Hey, Patty, take that arm behind you. Just lift it up a little bit so it's coming right up out of the shoulder and the, yeah, you got it. Swing the arm around. Step back, down dog. Shift forward, plank. Lower. Lift. Press back, down dog. Pause here. And again, we want to re-engage the abdominals. Draw the navel in towards the spine and then up towards the ribs to get hollow in your belly. Tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Relax your face, your jaw, your palate. Left leg then steps forward, warrior one, and reach. Good. Bend the knee, belly in. I had to change my shirt today because my belly is sticking out and I don't know why. Okay, remember what your options are. We're going to be going from warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1 into Virabhadrasana 3, which is balancing warrior. Your first, if you can do it, option is to just go right from here and into the pose. If that's too hard for you, then you're going to drop your hands down to your waist, hinge at your hips, come up to the big toe, then lift from there. Otherwise, hold. Back leg then comes in. Now you can use a wall if you need to. Grab the bottom of that foot and extend. Drop the head. You can use the wall, you guys. And then release. Going back into warrior three. Lower, be deliberate. Warrior one. And then add rotation, turning the torso towards the front leg. Reach. Again, you can use a block if you need to. And remember, tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth, and then relax your face. Swing the arm around, step back, down dog. Shift forward plank, lower, lift, back, down dog, and we pause. Get hollow in the belly, relaxing your face. Tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Good. Now we're going to actually step forward with the right leg, going into a high lunge. Going to a high lunge. And we're going to end up doing half hero pose. So we're starting out in the high lunge. I'm going to put my purple mat down so you guys can see because I'm wearing black tights and I have a black mat. Okay, so you're here. And then you're going to drop the back knee and shift your hips all the way back. And when you shift all the way back, you move your hips to the right of the left foot. Now, both sit bones need to be on the ground. If you can't do that, you're going to use a block or a blanket because you need to be even here. Okay? You need to be even. If you're teetering to one side, grab a blanket, just give yourself a little bit of a lift. Okay, we're doing a few things here. Then you're going to go back onto the elbow. Draw the navel in, lift your tailbone, tuck it under. So if you need to, you're just going to do a little bit of a lift with the pelvis and tuck that tailbone under. Ooh. You're on your elbows. No problem. Now, if you can go further, then you're going to drop down onto your back. And just let that quadricep stretch, hip flexor stretch, let it open up. Try to relax as much as you can. The longer we're here, the more it starts to open up the fascial tissue. So it's not just giving you a stretch in the muscular tissue. It starts to really help stretch the fascial tissue. Good. Then palm of the hand on the left hand presses against that left heel and you come up. Come up. Good. Then we're going to pull the right leg in. So you're still with that left leg behind you and then twist. This also stretches the top of that foot. And then taking that leg forward, drop down into a forward fold. By the way, you guys, I have a client, an Ayurvedic client, who a kitty just got dumped at their house. And they have this really sweet kitty and they're looking for a home for it. They said it's like an amazing cat. It's like a dog. Anyway, if you know of anybody that's looking for a cat. Okay, then we shift forward. Come back up. Step back, down dog. Left leg now steps forward, going into that high lunge. Hold that high lunge. Stay in it. Strong and steady. And then we lower all the way down and shift back. Now remember, when you're shifting back, you're doing the same thing. You're going to go all the way back and you move your hips now over to the left on the other side of that right foot. Make sure that you're not teetering to one side. Both sit bones are down evenly. If you are teetering, you either get up on a blanket or a block. Okay. Okay, and then we go back onto the elbows. Make sure that foot stays tucked under. Take your time here. Don't move too quickly because we want that quadricep to open up. But if you feel really open today and you're feeling great, drop all the way down. Now, do tuck your tailbone under if you need to. So if you're feeling any kind of strain in the low back, it just means you need to lift the pelvis a little bit and tuck the tail. When we're holding this position, giving it enough time to allow that nice stretch in the quadricep, not just stretching the muscular tissue, but also the connective fascial tissue. Opening up. Good. And then from there, we're taking the the right hand, heel of the hand, pressing into the heel of the foot, lifting up. Make sure your sit bones are even there. Then the left leg comes up, flat foot, lift up and rotate. And then extending that leg forward, dropping into a forward fold, all the way down. Jeez, time is flying. All right, and then from there, releasing out of it, you're gonna shift weight forward and step back down dog. Ooh. Shift forward plank and lower. Lift up Bhujanasana. Take it back, down dog. Right leg steps forward, warrior two, dropping heel to heel, open up. We're gonna go warrior two, lift up, straighten the right leg and drop into Trikonasana. Reach, straightening the leg, but you do need to adjust your back leg. Pull it in just a little bit so that you line up the front heel with the arch of the back foot and then drop down. Hands at the shin or on the baby toe side of the foot on the floor with a block or without a block. Both legs straight. Activate your quadriceps and lift your kneecaps. We're going to be moving from this position into warrior four. So Trikonasana, bend the knee, drop the backhand, lift up, warrior four. And then we're going to do something a little bit challenging. I'll try to transition it for you. Go right back into Trikonasana, pause, turn your head, look at your big toe, and then reach out, Ardha Chandrasana. And if you are using a block, you just take it with you. No biggie. And then release. Come back up into warrior four. And then we rotate, keeping the bent knee. That left arm comes up, drop to the ground, turn your torso towards the front leg. Turning the torso towards the front, bent knee. Swing the arm around. Step back, down dog. Shift forward plank, lower. Lift. Take it back, down dog. Hold it there. Okay, so I'm going to rotate so it looks like we're all on the same leg. From there, stepping forward, left leg, warrior two, same thing. Pause, hold. And we're going from this, straightening the leg, picking up the back foot, pull it in. So you line up the front heel with the arch of the back foot, and then dropping into Trikonasana with or without a block. If you're using a block or your hands on the floor, it's again on that baby toe side of the foot. And then from there, bending the knee, coming into warrior 4, open up, turn your head, look up at that upper arm. And then we're gonna do that transition. You're gonna go into Trikonasana, turn your head, look at the big toe, reach right out, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. If you feel stable tonight, turn your head and look to the side. Then from there, lower and lift back up, Virabhadrasana 4. Turn your head, look up. Back hand comes up, turn, rotate, and turn the torso towards the front leg. Good, and then release. And from there, step back, down dog. Shift forward, plank lower. Lift Bhujanasana. Step back, Adho Mukha Shavasana. We're gonna step forward with the right leg and then turn to the side. So your feet are wide, hands to the waist, lift up, reach. Right hand is gonna come across the body, reach, open. Then lifting back up, reach, left hand now goes across and open. And reach up. Both hands are going to drop to the left foot. And then that knee bends and you drop. Right leg extends. So it's an inner thigh opening. And if you can, lift the toes. Keep dropping your butt. Lift up and go to the other side. Drop. Go as low as you can. Keep dropping the butt and then lift the toes. And then lift. Both feet go parallel. We're going to lift back up. Keep turning your toes in. Interlace your fingers behind you. Lift up off the back. So this releases tension in the neck and the shoulders. And then you drop forward. Keep dropping. Relax your head. So remember, you want to relax. Tongue goes to the roof of the mouth. Tongue goes to the roof of the mouth. And then start to loosen up. Relax those shoulders. Let the shoulder blades loosen up. Release tension out of the neck and the shoulders. Let it go. Shaking the head just a little bit so that you can let go of the head. Let any tension that's stored there in the neck and the scalenes, which is there alongside the neck, try to let it loosen up by doing a little rocking with the head. Good, and then slowly releasing your arms. And shifting to the right. And step back, down dog. From there, we're gonna sit down. And I wanna do a little bit of a hip opener. So I'm just gonna have you turn, face the camera so you can see. We're gonna do double pigeon. So for double pigeon, I like to go up on my blanket a little bit. So I'm gonna sit up on my blanket and you can go up higher if you need to. Marvy, it's not time. Go lay down. Okay, no, not yet. Okay, so you have one leg in front. She thinks it's meditation time. One leg in front like this. Really and seriously, you have your heel, your ankle, and your knee lined up. It makes it pretty intense, just letting you know. So if that's too much, then you might need to drop the heel closer to that hip, this leg hip, okay? Then the other foot goes on top. So what we're trying to do is stack our shins. You stack them, it's called double pigeon, okay? And then drop forward and breathe. Tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth because you are trying to soften and relax the body. Now, if you're feeling a lot of stuff going on in your hips, then that means you might need to modify. So drop the hip in, drop the heel into the hip, the bottom foot heel into the hip. Or go up a little bit higher on the blanket behind you. Roll it up a little bit more. That gets your pelvis up a little higher. That will make it easier. And then breathe. Try to soften. Good, and then we release. Woo, shake out those legs before we do the other side. Shake them out. Okay, switching sides. So the leg that was on top now goes under, and then you reverse it. Same thing, stack your shins, heel, ankle, knee, heel, ankle, knee. They're lined up. If that's too much, drop the bottom heel closer to the hip. And come down. Breathe. Practice softening the body. Practice softening the breath, the face, tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth, softening your palate, your tongue. Good, and then from there, lifting up, and then again, shaking out those legs. Ooh. All right, we're gonna do our first restorative posture. We're running out of time. Grab your bolster. We're gonna start out on our back, nice and easy. This is such a great posture, but I do wanna open up the groin a little bit more, so helping to release the pelvis. So we're taking our legs into Badakanasana. You do want to support the knees though. This is really important. I do not want your legs hanging. You're going to support them with a block underneath each knee. Okay, a block. And then you lay back. Now remember, you don't pull the bolster all the way to your back because that's going to tweak your back. You want a little bit of space between your back and your bolster, and then go all the way back. Oh, that's so nice. The arms are just going to open up to the side, or if you feel like you need a more opening for the chest today, you can interlace your fingers and place your head on top of your fingers, and it is a gentle opening for the shoulder girdle. I really like this. It can get kind of intense, so if you're doing it, just do it for a little bit and then relax, because restorative postures, we're not holding anything. So relax. And if that's too much for you with the hands behind the head, then just let them go right out to the sides. And again, work on softening. Soften the face, the breath, tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Soften your shoulders, your arms, your legs, your pelvis. Sometimes we hold in the pelvis and we don't even realize it. Bring awareness there into the pelvis and see if you can soften a little bit more, including the floor of the pelvis, and keep relaxing that body. You can straighten those legs. If it starts to be too much, then straighten the legs. And again, if you have the hands interlaced behind the head, let them go now. Let everything relax. All right, and then from there, we're going to do a rotation, turn towards your block. I'm sorry, your bolster. So we're going to take the legs to one side. The bolster comes to the side of your hip. The legs go to one side, and then you're going to turn and look to the opposite side, and you're going to drop the whole torso down onto the bolster like this, and your head turns away from your knees. Okay, so you turn your head, and this is just a gentle rotation. I really like it. Remember, rotations are supporting digestion, assimilation, helping to release tension, helping to pacify Pitta and the fire element. What does Pitta and the fire element need? Well, it needs assimilation. It needs cool assimilation, right? It needs to be able to digest physically, mentally, emotionally. And then that way we can let our day go. If you're not digesting, then you can't fall asleep at night. Okay. If you're waking up in the middle of the night, then that's a whole nother issue. If you can't fall asleep at night, that is a fire element Pitta issue. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you're having nightmares and you wake up afraid, you have anxiety, that's more of an air ether issue. That's Vata showing up. We also correlate it with times. So if you're waking up maybe around midnight, that would be the fire element waking you up. You're thinking about everything you need to do and get done. You're task mastering, basically. You're going through your to-do list in your mind. Got to do this, got to do that, solving problems. That's Pitta. If you're waking up after 2 a.m. or 2 a.m. and to 6, that's Vata waking you up. That means ether and air is disturbing your system and waking you up. And a lot of times people can't go back to sleep. They're unable to. Okay, good. So then from there we lift up. So that's why these yoga practices are so great, because they can help us. Yoga is, remember, it is a treatment of Ayurveda. So we switch to the other side, bringing that bolster to the other hip. The legs go out, and now we turn the torso and the head goes in the opposite direction. So now we turn in the other direction. Yoga is a treatment of Ayurveda. So hopefully we start learning what's the right practice for me, for my body, for my constitution, for the stage of life that I'm in, for any kind of imbalances that I might be dealing with. That stuff is so important. There's so many people out there doing the wrong practices, and they are actually further depleting their bodies. Okay, relax. I'm going to shut up now. Good, and then slowly coming out of that, we're going to go right into a forward fold. So turning and facing your bolster. You will need to bring the bolster up. So I'm going to use blocks. So I've got my legs right here, and then I'm going to lift my bolster. Okay, but you can also do it like this. Legs together. So I'm bringing my legs together, bolster on my legs. One bolster goes underneath like that. I'm sorry, one block goes underneath the bolster at the end. The other block supports my head. And then relax. You just want to be in a completely relaxed forward fold, a supported forward fold. So you're going forward and you're supported by the bolster. You're supported by the blocks. Okay, you could do it with the bolster on the ground, or you could do it with the legs together. It doesn't matter. Good. And then from there, we're not staying in that too long because we're going to do a long Shavasana tonight. Grabbing that bolster, placing it underneath your knees. Cover yourself up if you need to. Definitely cover your eyes with a washcloth, a towel, an eye mask, and then laying on your back, palms up in a receiving position. I really like putting the bolster underneath my knees because it just lets go of that low back. So if you've got anything going on with the low back, it releases it. And relax. Shavasana, corpse pose, is the ultimate letting go. It's the ultimate release. We are not trying to do anything. You're just being still and you're letting the body all on its own unwind. It's basically how meditation is. You let the body and the mind unwind. The emotional body unwind. Whatever comes to the surface comes to the surface. It's part of that unwinding process. You're not bringing any attention to any of the thoughts or emotions that come up. We just allow them to come up, leave when they're ready. Continue to let the body be still and relaxed. Good, and begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Slowly roll to your right side and then pause. Then bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together, connecting your thumbs to your heart. Sit up tall, right up out of the pelvis. Reach through the crown of the head as if you're really trying to extend the spine. Close your eyes. Okay, so we're going to go through that whole body and relax it as much as we can. Keeping the lift in the spine. Adding space in between each vertebra. Keep reaching through the crown of the head. Then soften all sides of the head and your face. Soften your palate and your jaw. Relax the head and the neck where they connect. Soften the throat and the neck. Relax the tops of the shoulders. Soften into your arms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers. Relaxing the upper chest and upper back. Let the breath soften there. Letting that softening move into the mid-torso, the diaphragm, the solar plexus, the entire rib cage, the mid-back. Relaxing into the belly, softening all organs there. Let it move into the back, low back, kidneys, adrenals. Let that relaxation move into the pelvis. Letting the floor of the pelvis become relaxed, weighted. So when we relax the floor of the pelvis, it drops. Softening into the legs, tops of the legs, back of the legs, sides, into the knees. Relaxing your shins, your calves. Softening your ankles, your feet, and your toes. Feel your whole skin. Let your skin relax. Let your muscles relax. Let your bones relax. Hold the body with ease. Hold the body soft, gentle. And may you have a wonderful evening. Namaste. Good job. Good job, you guys.